bipolar. I love her, I want her, I'm trying to feel it. I'ma rock the boat, work the middle till it hurt. I feel it. Your love is fading, I feel it. I'm with a real ass nigga. I feel it. Can you feel that nigga?
Welcome to On the Scene with Patricia McDougall, and we have a special guest. But before I mention that special guest, I want to tell you about that video that you just saw. That video right there was one of the breakouts. I guess they had things during the day, and Maxine Waters was actually in that one. She was facilitating it, and they had some dancers and some artists, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But right now, we want to introduce my sister over here from all the way from Jamaica.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, this is Miss Keisha Mitchell, and she is what did she say? She's a million things. She's an author, writer, social worker, social psychologist,
communications director.
Communications director. I mean, what is she not? My goodness.
I have to do it all.
Yes, and she was here with Dr. DK, I guess, right? And
yes.
Joy, Marie. And so they were here holding it down. They had so much going on, but I'm going to have her tell you all about it. But in the meantime, we want to welcome her to the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm so happy that you're joining me on the show today.
Thank you so much for your invitation.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it no other way. But anyway, while we're waiting here, we're going to have her tell a little bit about what she's doing, and she's going to talk about her books, because she has some books in the house, too. Oh, my goodness. I can't keep up with you. So she's going to, just keep it real and tell you all about it. How about that?
That's fine.
Yeah. So I'm
looking forward to it.
You got the mic.
Oh. Well, hello, Washington, D.C. Thank you so much, Patricia McDougall, for welcoming me on your show.
You're on the scene. You're on the scene.
And you have been taking me everywhere on the scene. We went to jazz. Can I tell them?
Yes, you could tell them.
Patricia took me to the jazz club in Bethesda. And we had a wonderful evening Friday night as we partied and rocked to the music of Dexter Wansel.
Yes,
and his friends. So
we actually have some pictures. I don't know if we could show that. I know we're not in order there, right? It says fold and it says jazz, and we'll show something from that just while you're on the subject, right?
Right.
But anyway, yeah, let's make that happen if we can. So we tell a little bit about this because you were there.
And it was a very surprising experience,
that's some of the photos.
It was a wonderful experience. Dexter Wansel, he took us all the way back to music that I hadn't heard in years. We were snapping our fingers, we were clapping, we were sharing with each other, laughing, smiling. We had a couple of drinks. I met your friend, Dr. Nick.
Yes, you did.
Yes, and had a wonderful time as I celebrated in Washington, D.C. I was seeing a different side of D.C., but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I'm so happy that you were able to participate in that. We actually have a video we'll show a little later. But anyway, so I was happy. I mean, she actually came by the office and she said she wanted to see a little bit about D.C. So I just took her for a little tour. And I said, while you're here, and I also took her over to Girls Inc.
Yes, you did. Oh, that was a fabulous experience over at Girls Inc. And I met Denise Lombardi.
Yes, you did.
And a few of the girls from Girls Inc. My private passion for years has been the development of teen girls. And I go back to my home school, my alma mater, Immaculate Conception High School in Jamaica, every month when I'm home. And I visit with the girls. I spend time with the girls. And they ask me questions about life, about growing up.
Wow.
And that's actually one of the projects that I brought with me to the DC area, trying to get support for this girls project.
Okay.
They asked me to write a book for them, and I just said, okay, well, what do you want to read about? And I asked them to think of one question they've always wanted to ask an adult that they've either been too afraid to ask, or when they asked, they weren't satisfied with the response. And they wrote their questions down on a slip of paper, wrote their ages, and just dropped it in an envelope. Completely anonymous process. So I got a whole range of questions.
Can you imagine that, right?
Yeah. You know we got the love, sex, and dating. We got the help. My parents don't understand me. How do you choose a career?
What age again?
11 to 19.
Okay.
Yes. And I did the same for the boys. So I have the boys project as well.
So what about these books here? Anything to deal with
These-
that at all? Is that different?
Well, this is growing on. This one, Simple Treasures, was never intended to be a book.
Okay.
I have to confess that my church in Jamaica, I'm a Methodist. I grew up Methodist. I'm part of the Methodist Church. And they asked me to write for their newsletter.
Wow.
Again, I was like, what do you want to read about? They didn't want anything that I traveled with. You know, people like to read about themselves. So
That's right.
they asked me to write. I started looking around for inspiration in their church family.
Okay.
And I began to write their stories.
Wow.
Inspired from music, inspired from experiences with members of the congregation. Like I'd go to church one Sunday, not know where to sit, and this little couple would invite me to sit with them.
Wow.
But not next to them, in between them.
Oh my goodness. Well, didn't you? I just
That story is in here. And what happened with the lady and how she shared, and the gentleman who, he reminded me of a Sidney Poitier. He is the happiest person, open arms extended every time you walk in the church to greet him. So
you
I
actually
just
went
started
next door.
writing their stories. Yeah.
You actually went next door to Howard University. Didn't you go to
This
service?
morning, yes.
Yes.
And I was blown away.
First time, right?
Yes.
I'm
Al
sorry I
Sha-
couldn't join you this morning. My schedule was crazy. Yes.
Reverend Al Sharpton delivered an inspiring message.
Oh,
Don't
no
flip the script.
doubt. Oh,
Don't
my.
flip the script.
What?
Yes, don't let other people reframe your story.
Right.
And he used the woman with the issue of blood who went to service looking for a healing.
Yes.
And the leader said, we don't work on Sundays. You need to come back on our weekday. This is just worship time. And she touched
I have
Jesus
this
that
back-
Sunday.
I have.
And she got her healing.
Okay.
They were
Turn this
upset
around for a minute.
because she got healed without their permission.
Wow.
And rather than thanking God in worship that she got healed, they were questioning where she
Put
got
that
her
right.
healing from. And
Okay.
he just went on, don't flip the script. He shared his own story
Wow, I can imagine.
of growing up and his family losing everything. And his mother's prayer was, God, just take care of my babies.
Right.
My son and my daughter, and make
see?
them see, let them grow up to
Wow.
see the world and to be responsible people.
Well, I know
And
you can
he's
hear
the
the
son.
service. Yes,
yeah.
yes, you can hear the service live back again at Howard University.
I had a
Actually
wonderful
played it.
time. Thank you for inviting me too, because you
Yes, I
invited me
did.
to
Yes,
that
I said
event.
don't miss it. Oh my! I was
You-
trying to
oh,
get
yeah.
over there. I couldn't get there. My schedule is crazy.
I am so glad I
Right.
made it. I was in Pennsylvania yesterday. A friend took me on the Amish tour.
Right.
That was fun, but I had to
Okay.
come here this morning.
Just for that. Wow.
I had to come this morning.
Well, I'm so glad they have service there every Sunday. So
Yeah.
you can go. It's open. It's public. Open to
Okay,
the public.
I will
so
remember that. I'll
you
be around
don't
for a
want to
couple
miss
more
it.
weeks.
The
Yeah.
service.
I will be
That'll
here.
be your church, right? While you're here.
Well, I've been going to Catholic Mass with a friend of mine, Joy.
Joy, right?
Yes,
That's
Joy
right.
DeFore.
Okay,
Also,
okay.
with Jamaican connections, family, friends, and her brother, Archbishop Charles DeFore, was honored last year by
That's
Dr.
correct.
Geeke.
By Dr. Geek.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
And the Caribbean and African Faith-Based Leadership Conference, which is what brought me to the area.
And you participated. Tell me a couple of the people that were there. How about that?
At the Caribbean and African
Yes,
Faith-Based Leadership
yes.
Conference. Okay, well, Congresswoman Karen Bass.
Well, we know all about that. I mean, I meant
You
like,
do?
I mean,
You
she was
did?
at your event, right?
Yes, she did.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes,
Go
she
ahead.
was.
Uh-huh.
She hosted us as the delegation of the Caribbean and African Faith-Based Leadership Conference at the African Brain Trust on Friday.
Right, right.
And then on Saturday, we had our event.
Uh-huh.
Our delegation was hosted by Congressman Elijah Cummings at his brunch.
And I was actually there, believe it or
Yes.
not. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have a few pictures from that. If we can just move over the CBC, the breakouts, that would be great. Just a few pictures we took while we was at Congressman Elijah Cummings' event. And so as you can see from the pictures, you remember that
Yes,
one,
I
right?
do.
Can you tell us? And that's my brother in a minute, my girl from New York, holding it down. We actually was all over the place doing our thing, but we just want to give it. You see, I was in the picture, right?
Yes, you were. I'm
Look, I
glad
don't-
you get in there.
I
Most
don't mess
photographers
around.
don't get into their photos, but you
Right,
get in there, so I'm glad you
right.
did that.
I actually did, and so I put on something unusual. I usually wear all black, but this time I wore something completely different. So it was fun.
You recognize we're twinning today.
Yes, yes.
I put this on because I was cold. So what's your
I
excuse?
had to have sleeves. It was chilly. That's
So we had the same idea,
yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was awesome. And so, did you get to go to any of the other events while you were there? I know you were here for a minute. They had a lot of different events.
Well, the Friday night, we got to pass through a couple of receptions, and I met Congresswoman Ambassador Diane Watson.
Oh, I love her. Oh, my goodness.
She has the most beautiful countenance. I had to ask her if she was a teacher because the way that she asked questions of other guests who were there, the discussions that she had, the road she took us down.
Right.
We had a conversation. I even shared the Dear Little Sister project with her.
Wow.
And I'm doing some follow-up because Congresswoman Ambassador Diane Watson
I
promised
love
that
her.
this project has to come out. So I'm going to be talking to her. I met Queen Aniva.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Designer, wearable art.
Right. Did you go to the? I think it was 100 Black men. They had an event over at the embassy.
Able to go, no.
If we can play the photo number, it says photo and it's a video and it says 100 men.
Dr. DK went.
He was one of the honorees.
Yes, he
yeah.
was.
And so the reason why I want to show it because it's a little video and it shows you a little bit of piece about them. So we want to share that if we can.
But you will hear the difference in the power between an individual doing and a collective doing. And that is symbolic of the impact that we can do going forward. If we work together, we can achieve much more than what we've done individually. So on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Can I applaud for those 100 men? Right.
Wasn't they awesome? Oh my
we
God.
have to applaud
What?
all our men who do well. So
Did you go to that?
I
You didn't
did. I was not
participate?
able to do it. I was,
It was
at
nice. It
the
was
Marriott
nice.
Renaissance
It was really
coordinating some
nice.
of our affairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did so many different events over the weekend. I mean, it's amazing. And the thing is this, I can't show it all, right? I mean, there's so many of them, and I know everybody's
Yes.
looking for their photos. Well, guess what? I'm almost finishing, so I'm going to upload lots and lots of photos. And so stay tuned on Facebook because I'm getting ready to go live today with all of those pictures. And you guys, I'm sure, all my Facebook fans, I'm sure you're in those pictures. So, and I want to show yours.
I have to ask, when do you sleep? Because this lady
What?
has me
Sleep?
out at
I
all
don't know.
hours. She's got family running. She's got work going. She's
Right.
clicking her camera.
Right.
You even got me into the mix, snapping
Yes.
photos.
Well, you know, that's
I
my
had fun.
signature. I put everybody to work with the camera. So, you know,
I had fun. I had
I'm like,
fun,
just press
though.
the button and press it down, right?
I
we
had fun.
We were actually behind the scenes, right?
Yes.
Backstage and doing our thing. And she actually was holding it down. So that was very, very nice. And, there was so much going on. And did you get to the gospel event that they had over there?
No.
That was a really interesting
No,
one too. Can we slip over to the gospel CBC photos? That would be awesome. And I'm sure you're gonna recognize some folks on that one
I
as
probably
well.
will.
Yes. And that was his photo with CBC. So there's Miss
Donnie
Leah with Donnie.
McClurkin. I met him in Jamaica. He came to Jamaica.
Oh, you did?
I
Check
did.
it out. You know, we got everybody who was in the
Sheila
house.
Jackson.
Love
Uh-huh.
her.
Yeah.
And so I was doing my thing behind the scenes of course, you know.
Very nice.
And that was on the stage, all the honorees. And so, you know, we was up there having big fun.
Clearly. And without me, I was probably working on something with
You was working with
I-
Dr. DK.
Yes. Many
Yes.
sleepless nights, but yes.
That's exactly right. So I showed those, and but before I was actually honored during the CBC, and we showed that certificate. I was presented. It was a photo number 1 from the National Congress of Black Women. I was actually
Yay.
presented the Angels. It was called the. I was presented with the President's Angel Award from Dr. E. Faye Williams. So I want to thank her for that. I mean, I was really shocked that I actually got an award. I thought, you know what? I actually thought that I was just, you know, just taking pictures, and she was just mentioning my name. But I turned around, they go, "You can accept your award." I'm like, "For me?" I was like, "Oh, that is really nice." So I want to thank her. I mean, I have a deep love for her, and she is so sweet, Dr. Faye. When she's doing fabulous things, I'm going to have her come on my show because I think that she would be awesome coming on here, right? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
She
She
had.
honored you, so she knows your work.
Yeah, she knows my work. Of course, she honored me. Yes, that's
Yes.
that's exactly right. So I want to thank her for that award. That was really nice of her.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show some pictures, but I need to finish, cleaning most of my photos up, and then we're going to get them out to everybody so they can start sharing them. So that would be awesome. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this book. You have a couple of books here, and you mentioned one. What about Black Gold? Tell me about Black Gold.
Black Gold is,
Yes.
is a publication of some of
Sodium.
the some of the research that I had been doing at the University of the West Indies, Mono,
Okay.
where I served as adjunct faculty. And I
Okay.
also had a research position developing the social affirmation framework. So
Okay.
essentially, the book Black Gold is looking at human resource development using a developmental psychology lens. So I
Okay.
situate human resource development in the idea that we learn to work through the way that we learn to play.
Okay.
And the things that we innately gravitate to,
Mm-hmm.
those within those activities lie the secret to unlocking our wealth.
Well,
In
yeah, we
adulthood.
need that. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So the
yes.
first chapter, The Will to Live, builds on the idea that as Caribbean people, small nations, small island developing states, SIDS is what they call us, and some other larger ones, our economies are vulnerable to the storms and all the economic and global situations outside of our territory.
I see.
And
I
so
see.
we're essentially price takers in the world. So we have to have a will to live from
yes,
birth.
we do. Oh, yes, of
And
course.
anything that
yeah.
you see beyond our shores, beyond our country lines,
Mm-hmm.
it's because we fought to cross over that
yes,
shoreline.
yes, we did. Yes.
And so the will to live chronicles that
Talks
using
about
Usain
it.
Bolt's
Yes,
story.
yes.
A lot of people know Usain Bolt, Ambassador Usain Bolt. I have to
Yes.
tip my hat to him. He's such a statesman for Jamaica.
Yes.
But using his story as to why he chose why he chose athletics and not cricket,
right.
though he had the love of both sports,
Yes. And
right?
why? Uh-huh.
And also Trevor Rohn, who, though he could not sing or dance naturally, stuck out the process of
Right.
ridicule and hardship in England and came back to Jamaica
Wow.
and built up the foundation of what is now our theater industry.
Wow. Amazing.
And that's the will to live. So our music, everything that you celebrate about the Caribbean, the foundation of it is in the will to live, and that's the first chapter of Black Gold.
amazing.
And the second chapter actually catapults or develops on my PhD research on social emotional learning or social competence or social skills, resilience, grit, these words that we hear people talking about.
Yes.
So what I did was apply that to the education system and say, this is how we learn. We learn first through informal education with our parents at home, our caregivers, and the way that they praise us or applaud us or they discipline us.
Right.
I know you're from the Caribbean
I'm
too,
from
a little
Belize,
bit. Right,
yes.
Belize. So, if our parents said, great, good job.
Yes.
Or in Jamaica, they're like, Pitney, I never tell you to stop doing that.
Right. You know
Don't do
what,
it.
don't.
Right,
Yeah, you better
exactly.
believe it,
You will
right.
sit in a corner and
Yes,
behave
you-
yourself,
yes,
and
you
you won't
will.
repeat the action as long as they're there.
That's
So
right.
that parental relationship is taken to the classroom, where the teacher now becomes the authority in the classroom, and the way that you relate to your parents in initiative, in discipline, in responding to how you learn new things or try new things, that's taken to the classroom. And the teacher then helps you to learn. And will he or she support your inquisitiveness as you try out your world?
Right.
Or will they be like the parent, Pitney, sit down, behave, you can't do anything
That's
more.
right. That's right. So that's
That
what
is
this-
going to simulate the employer-employee relationship later when
So-
you go into the workforce.
So if a person was to purchase that book, what would you say why they should purchase that book?
Well, it will give you insight into the Caribbean, our will to live, our struggle to survive. It will show you some of our education history.
Okay.
Many people don't know that the challenge for us in separating church and state is really
Right.
that most of our schools are mission schools.
Right.
They were founded by mission societies. We're former colonial countries, and because of our historical relationship with the European countries, many of our schools are church-based.
Right.
And to this day, the school boards, the presidents, the people who serve on it may be heads of churches, Christian denominations.
Right.
They may be deacons in their churches. They may be of some other religious affiliation. So chaplains are in the school. Every morning
That's
we
right.
have
That's
devotions
nice.
in
That's
our
very
schools.
nice. They need to have it here.
So that is a regular part of our
Right.
system. So
Okay.
to separate them would be to dismantle the entire social structure.
I see.
And so it talks about the foundation that's laid through education, our education system, the challenges for children who perform versus those who don't perform. And if you don't make it through the formal education system, like
Right.
up to 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, then the option is vocational training, which is the
Right.
third chapter
That's
of this
here.
book.
Right. Right.
Looking
So to
at
help you.
how students who have not been able to attain the grade levels needed to advance to university or to college can obtain a vocational education
Wow.
through the national training program, which is HEART, the
Oh,
Human
yes, I've heard.
Employment and Resource Training Agency.
So, not to change the subject, but we're having all these situations here now with the hurricanes, and I'm actually a hurricane baby, believe it or not.
You
From
are.
Belize, I ain't gonna say what year it was, you know my age.
Girl, we've been having
One
storms.
of these years ago when I was born, right? 6 months later, there was a hurricane called Hattie. How about that? Then if you can relate, if you know
Wow.
the age, right? So, and that's how I came here. So, I used to relate to it. I used to be afraid of the water. And so, now that we're having all the situation now, my heart goes out to all the different places, especially Puerto Rico. So I just want to say
Yes.
to my friends in Puerto Rico,
Rico.
I know you're suffering, and I mean,
Dominica.
we need to send some serious help out there. And
Barbuda.
I want to put a word out there to send, and help, and get them all to Dominique and
Yes,
all the other ones. Are you
please.
familiar?
Yes, please. And Vieques.
Yes, and St.
And
Thomas.
Barbuda,
And
St.
Barbuda
Thomas.
and St. Thomas. and-
Right? St. Croix.
Yes, yes. and
and
so,
there are a lot of, even Barbados was affected, but we didn't hear much about it on the news.
no, and now that it's primarily in, I guess you'd say the U.S., it's not really in the U.S. because they're not really sending
Well,
money
they
and
had
stuff over the U.S.
Irma. They had Irma.
And then they forgot
And-
about Irma because they went over here to, to
Texas
another
and
place.
Louisiana.
Right.
We can't forget people down there.
No, we cannot forget them, and we can't forget the people in the Caribbean for sure. So please, I know we have it all over. It's massive. So whatever you can give, please help them because they're definitely struggling. And so this is a time for coming together in unity to help each other.
Yes. Do not
So,
forget your
yeah,
neighbors, please.
And
do
take
not forget
in
your
take in
neighbors.
people if you have to, even if it's temporary, so they can get to someplace else. And I mean, I wish I could send planes and boats and ships over wherever to help them, But reach out to your friends that that know somebody, so you can get some funding and stuff through them to them. So however you can do it would be great.
But Patricia, in that regard, I think on behalf of the Caribbean, because we've
Yes.
been the recipients of many gifts globally, but even regionally, we need to appreciate the United States for the help that they give, because those
we
ships.
do. Yeah, we appreciate United States. I don't know about right now. Puerto Rico
I
ain't
know
feeling
they're not
Yeah,
very
but,
happy,
they're not
and they're
happy right
United
now.
States citizens, right?
And they're United
So,
States. That's right. So can you
It's
imagine?
not a perfect system.
No.
But we're just asking the powers that be who have control over the systems and
Right,
the
to
resources
help,
to
yeah.
get help to the critical areas as fast as you
Right.
can.
And they need it in all the areas, not just in one, but all of them. Because even
Water,
though we hear
health,
about,
education,
even though we're hearing
yeah.
about it here in just one area, it's a lot. The Caribbean, that's not
Yes.
even American. I
Yeah.
hope that the people are actually sending funds over there,
Yes,
right, to them,
yes,
because
yes.
they
I know the
need
churches are
help,
doing things
yeah.
because we even had a pastor up from Jamaica for the Caribbean and African Faith-Based Leadership
And he
Conference.
was affected
His
too?
church had taken up a collection
Wow.
that they were going to give to their head organization that works
Right.
with disaster relief. Those were some of the discussions that we had in our
Right.
community. So the churches are always amongst the first responders because
Correct,
they're
yeah.
elderly, their children that they support through the care fund or
Right.
medication, whatever.
Uh-huh.
They have to account for those people, and it's also a center for distribution.
Wow. So we're going to try to do something about that and help out and be proactive. And maybe we'll have something here, Listen Vision. We'll have to talk about them so we can ship some stuff in
Absolutely.
so we can ship it out. I mean, so we
Absolutely.
can get out to the community. We'll figure it out. But we're going to work on that this week. Yeah, because we need to help the community.
Is there a
to give
website
back.
or
Well,
a
I don't
number that
have
people
any
can-
information
Oh,
now.
okay.
Not yet. Stay tuned for that. I'll try to figure it out this week and see how I can help to help the community with that, especially down in the Caribbean and Puerto Rico and all the
Yes.
different places
Yes.
and outlets. But everybody knows my website, PatriciaMcDougallPhotos.com, PatriciaMcDougallPhotos.net, Patricia McDougall on the scene.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of
They can
websites,
meet you
but we're
in
gonna
a-
figure out something and see how we can contribute and make life easier.
Yeah.
Or help to make it easier for
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
But anyway, before I forget, there's actually a photo I want to share. It was a bicycle that I was actually I was a part of an innovation. The Wharton Group had an event this week,
Wow.
and it was a bicycle. And this bicycle is called the Lime Bike. And you actually ride it, and then you leave it different places. And I kind of I don't know, have you seen
And
it?
someone picks it up and they
Yeah, have you
take
seen it? Yeah, and so
No.
you take the bike and you drive it places, and when you finish with it, I guess you drop it off, and then you don't have to park it anywhere. So because sometimes when you have those other bikes, you can't find a place to park the bike. So this is one of those bikes that are called the Lime bikes, and you drive it. And I've seen some bikes around. I mean, where you get on it, I don't know how they do it yet. I didn't really get into it because I couldn't stay long enough to figure it out. But it's a bicycle that you can actually ride and get on and park it somewhere. Like go to the metro, leave it there, and then get another bike when you get to where you're going.
Really? That's
Yes,
innovative.
yes. Isn't that innovative?
Yes, it is. So
Yes.
someone will pick up the one that you left.
Whoever needs a bike. So say they get off the metro and they need a bike, that would be the bike to get. Yes.
So it's just a free service?
It's nothing free in the United States.
That's what's shocking me.
No, you got to pay. It's a credit card.
Oh, okay. So
It's nothing.
it's
You have
locked,
to sign
kind
up.
of like a laptop
Yes,
lock. It's
yes.
locked in a parking, like a rack or something.
Yes, right.
And you release it with your credit card. And
That's-
when you get to where you're going, you put it on another rack. and you-
Exactly. Yeah. Isn't that
Gotcha.
cool?
Yes, it
Because they
is.
had that red bike, I don't know, rideshare or something. I'm not quite even sure what they call it. I'm messing that up. Don't quote me on it, right? And so they had another bike. They park and you get off the metro, and there's some in a couple of places. But then you can't find a rack to put it back. So, I mean, that got a little tricky. So they came up with some other bikes, and they thought it'd be a little bit better. So it's kind of cool.
Okay. So have you
Yeah.
tried this one?
No,
you
I
have
just
the
saw it for the
photo
first
here
time.
For the photo op,
Well, the
but-
first op, I had to get an op with that because it was new.
I hear
Well,
you. I hear you. I hear you.
I want to show another picture because my son doesn't visit often, but he came by today, and I wanted to show you how Leah and my son was hanging out with my grandson. So can we show that other picture? It's number 3. So there's Leah this morning representing her Howard T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yay.
My grandson. Look at them together. Aren't they cute?
They are a cute
mean,
family.
Can we show that picture again? I'm just showing you how Jared is really towering over Leah, but Leah's catching up, right?
Yeah.
My daughter Leah, and that's my son over there. Did you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and my
I saw the
little
photos.
young one there, yes, little Jay. So they're just growing up, looking pretty and looking precious, and I just love that picture. So I had to show that picture, right?
Yes.
But anyway, I'm so glad that you're here with me on the show today. Really, truly.
Thank you.
We talked about that one, right? We
Yes, we did.
Right? And so the one, just to reiterate what you said about the one that you're going to start a new book,
Yes.
right?
They're actually already started. The
Oh.
manuscripts are done.
Okay.
I've got more than a dozen manuscripts done in my luggage. I just need time
Wow.
and resources to complete them, to bring
That's-
them to market.
Wow.
So that's some
And
of what I've been doing here.
be available.
In my extended trip, trying to get help to get them to market through professional colleagues and different
Okay.
networks, and some of the people that I met through the Caribbean and African Faith-Based Leadership Conference, and Dr. Dan Eubanks, God's You, over the
Okay.
University and Seminary. I have to give them a shout out too, because
Mm-hmm.
they had me as part of their panel on what men need to know about women.
Uh-huh.
And I got to share some of the experiences that I've had with the girls in the schools when I go in each month and speak to them and share with them. So I'm going to follow up with some of
That's
these
a wonderful show.
agencies so that we can get these books out as soon as possible.
That's awesome. So, so you're actually going to you have somebody that's going to write it. I mean, not write it for you, or it's already
They're
written?
already written.
Oh my goodness!
More than a
Wow.
dozen more in my luggage.
Wow.
We
wow.
can hit the presses whenever the resources come.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about Jamaica. I know we talked a little bit about it, but tell us, I know why you came here, but you like it here. You're going to come back again and tell me what you're going to do.
I will have to come back here because there are some people that have
Yes.
fallen in love with me and I've fallen in love with them, and we plan to do some work together.
Okay.
Right? Dr. Diane
Watson?
Eubanks,
Oh, okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
And Dr. Diane Watson, Ambassador,
Yes.
Congresswoman Diane Watson, I have to follow up with her too. So she's promised that this book somehow needs to get to the market for all of those phenomenal young girls who are turning into phenomenal young women. And once we get the girls out, we can get the boys done as well.
Okay.
Girls Inc. I have to go back there and do some work
You
with
have to
them.
do something
I
with
do.
Denise. Love her. I'm so glad I was able to introduce you to her. I took actually a picture of you. I send you a picture over there, and so via email, if you can just show her that picture. And you're in the photo.
Yeah.
This was when we was backstage. I don't think I showed that picture yet. We were backstage at the jazz event, and so I'm gonna have him share that picture of you back there. You didn't even
I am
remember?
a music lover. Yes,
Now, we
I
hold it
love
right there. My
music
girl
in all
Karen
its
was
forms.
in the house, and
Everywhere I go, I try to either join
see,
a choir
you're in
or
the
sing
back,
with a
right?
group. I'm
Can you
always
sing?
around music.
well, you
yeah.
see, you was in the back. I was trying to get you to come around, and you were standing all the way. Look at you. I told her to turn around, but she was standing all the way in the back.
I did turn around. I came right up to your shoulder.
Okay,
I'm right
all
behind
right.
you.
Okay, well, you look good anyway. You was in the house representing.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give a shout out to you that you was actually backstage hanging out with Patricia on the scene.
Yes, on the scene.
Yes, you were. Wow,
with
that's
Dexter Mantle and
awesome.
friends.
So what is your plan this week?
This week, I have to follow up with some of the friends from the seminary, Dr. Diane Eubanks and her crew.
Okay.
Dr. Michael Roberts and his team with the Actionaire Network and
Okay.
seminars. We have some of that to develop. There is another pastor missionary who's working on a book. He'd like some assistance with that, so I'm going to be working that out. And I also have to network with some other people. I'm coming to the Howard University Research Days.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
On the hill.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I was invited to that by
You
guess
was,
who?
I already told you about
Yeah,
it. Yes,
you
who
did.
invited you?
So you, Patricia
I can't
McDougall.
invite you to
Yes,
something
did.
like that. I just show you the invite. Let's get it straight.
Okay.
I told her about it. She's
Okay.
going. It's
I
open
saw
to the
yeah,
public.
yeah, it is.
I'm just messing
so
with her,
I
right?
will be at that.
That's gonna be good. That's Tuesday, right?
That is Tuesday.
Wow, that's going to be really
Right.
nice. I'm sorry I can't go because it's in the day. You know, I work
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah.
So, I wish I was going to
Yeah.
be in the
Yeah.
house with that one. But anyway, what are you going to do? We have a lot of stuff coming up this week and also next week. And so I will be very, very busy. Stay tuned. I'm going to share some stuff on social media this week so you can know what's going on by the end of the week. So if you want to participate in various conferences, we will let you know about that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll have to invite you. You'll be here on Saturday.
I will be.
Yeah, I have some stuff for you to get involved in this Saturday as well. But anyway, I want to say thank you so much for listening in for Patricia McDougall on the scene, celebrity photographer, and my co-host. We're going to call her my co-host because she was excellent in telling us all about all her fun stuff and her books and her experience. And I hope she comes back to the D.C. area again.
Thank you. I will. Someone has already booked me for April 2018, so I know I have to have another flight to come back sometime.
For 2018?
April 2018.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's going to be very
Yep.
nice. Yeah.
Yes,
oh, my
indeed.
goodness. Wow. So, and then what are you going to be doing when you come?
Well, that is supposed to be a seminar on human resource development
Okay.
and looking at talent in the nonprofit sector.
Okay.
So again, I pitched the girls' book and how they select careers and how organizations can actually be supportive of these young girls when they hire them, and women with the issues that women face in the organization.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay, so before I forget, I just want to say this. This weekend on Saturday is going to be Reinvention Weekend. Like I said, reinvention. If you want to reinvent yourself, you have to be at this conference, and there's still room for you to actually participate in the program. I'm going to put a flyer on Facebook shortly. Melinda Emerson, she is going to be the host. She's actually putting it on. Everybody knows her. She's a small biz lady representing, and she's going to be putting on a beautiful event starting on Saturday, reception on Friday. But there's so much going on. I can't begin to tell you. But that one, you don't want to miss. It's an all-day reinvention weekend. It's going to be super, super fabulous, and it's going to be a lot of stuff going on to include, I think there's lunch involved in that as well. And it's just coming out,
Where's
and
it gonna be?
Reinvention Week is going to be right here in the D.C. area. How about that? So stay tuned for some information. I'll put it on my Facebook page so you actually can follow through with it if you're interested in coming out. It's not too, the fee is pretty reasonable. I think maybe they have some discounts by now, but there's room still before it sells out. You definitely want to get your ticket for that. No doubt about it. So chime in later on Facebook, Patricia McDougall on the scene, a celebrity photographer, and check out my Facebook page, and I'll make sure that I post all the fun stuff and all the fun pictures.
Absolutely, because you do have a lot of great
I can't even
pictures and
keep up.
fun pictures.
Oh my God.
And
I
candid
can't.
photos that
Yes.
people are caught in positions
Yes.
that
They're calling me for the breakfast, the dinners, the black party. When I
The
said there
sports
was a party,
events.
how many?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know how to name it. In between parties, all the breakouts. I mean, you name it. Lectures.
Church
services.
services.
Church services. I mean, it's just so much.
When
I
do you
can't even.
sleep?
When do I sleep? I actually slept last night. How about that?
You did?
I did.
Congratulations,
So
Patricia.
yeah, so tune in every Sunday at 2:00 and Listen Vision. And please tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on the web at crystalclearvisionblog.wordpress.com. I have a weekly blog that I do. That's all the time I have. I can't do a daily blog, but I do
Right.
a weekly blog. I also have email on mitchellka2017@gmail.com. I have cell. Do you want a cell for the DC area if anybody wants to reach
I
out
don't
while
know.
I'm
She
here?
don't answer her phone.
I do.
But anyway, we want to say yes. You
But
can.
I have a local
Very
cell for the
important.
time I'm here, 240-706-3952.
So thank you so much for chiming in, and hopefully you'll join us weekly at Patricia McDougall on the scene. Listen Vision every week.